Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode from Lavie audio experience. Without further ado, let's talk about today's topic because I love this topic. I already spoke about this topic once on my channel before, but I am not sure. I think that was in German. So today we are talking about choosing a tattoo design. No matter if it is your first tattoo design or your first tattoo or your next one. Through the years, the tattoo industry has changed a lot. But not only that, the way people or clients see tattoos has also changed. Before, tattoos used to be an underground thing. I think you know that. But after that, they started to be seen a little bit more around, but not that much accepted. And now a lot of people are choosing to have tattoos. I am seeing a change too in the reason or why people choose to make one tattoo on their bodies. But I personally have the feeling that when tattoos started to be more accepted, a lot of people wanted to do only tattoos that had meaning and always felt the need to explain others what it meant and why they have done it. Maybe you are one of these people. I know some clients of mine, they are like that. They want only to have tattoos on their bodies that have meaning, or maybe not. But it was like you only could have a tattoo if it had a meaning. Not my thing, by the way. But now I'm starting to see more people doing tattoos just for the sake of the art itself, because they think it is beautiful and because the way people think about their bodies and their free will is also changing. And I love that, actually. I love that. I don't think you should start tattooing yourself on the face when you are 16 and that is your first tattoo. But oh well, I am not your mother. I only can give advice myself being a tattoo artist. But I'm saying this just so you understand that I am a person that I have tattoos because I liked it. My first tattoo had meaning, but I think I'm 50-50. I have tattoos with meaning and I have tattoos without meaning. Although I don't think it's actually 50-50. I think it's a little more 20% with meaning and the rest without meaning. Because I am an artist. Before I was a tattoo artist, I was already an artist. I draw. I went to school for design. I'm a designer. So I like art in general, and I like to see my body with art in it. When I get old, I will get old anyway. If my skin has to fall down, it will fall down with art in it. Although I think it's fun putting a tattoo flash design on my body on a walking day, I don't have problems with it. But I also think it's a good idea to plan your first or next tattoo well, so you don't regret it afterwards. That especially if you are someone who like to plan it right. As I already said, I have a lot of clients that for them it is important that a tattoo is well planned and that has meaning. So here are some tips on planning your first or next tattoo. Tip number 1. If you already have an idea, write it down and save it for later. Maybe something else will come to mind. Write down all the elements that should be part of your tattoo project. Maybe you have only one when you make, for example, one sentence that has meaning for you, or maybe it's a sentence with fine line birds, for example. But write down your ideas, the elements that you are sure that need to be on your final project. Tip number 2, make a little bit of a thought about the placement on your body that you want to make your tattoo. It is good that when you go to your first consulting appointment with your tattoo artist, you have at least one idea of the possible different places where you would put it. The way a tattoo artist will draw your tattoo has also to do with the placement. A tattoo that should go on an arm will not be drawn the same way if it was supposed to go on the back instead. You know what I mean? If you make a tattoo on the back, maybe the draw will be bigger, will be brighter, and maybe if you do it on the arm, it will be more vertical. It's normal. It's the way the arm goes. Tip number 3, try measure how big you would like it to be. It doesn't need to be precise, but having an idea how big it will be will help you on the next step. Tip number 4, choose in which tattoo style you would like your tattoo to be. If you want, for example, a fine line tattoo with not that much elements, maybe it doesn't need to be that big. But if you want a tattoo in fine line, but there are too many details and elements, then maybe it needs to be a little bit bigger. If you want a traditional simple tattoo, maybe again it can be smaller. But if you want a traditional tattoo with bold lines, a lot of elements, a lot of color, a lot of details, maybe it will be better to be bigger. Do you know what I mean? I had clients come to me to the first consulting and saying they wanted a fine line tattoo with a date, with a bird, with a sentence, but they wanted it to be 5 centimeters. Can you imagine all that stuff in fine line 5 centimeters? That thing would mesh up all together in the black dot. So, as I already said, you don't need to be precise. Having a minimum idea of how big you want it to be, it will help because the tattoo artist will probably measure it with you on your first consulting appointment. Tip number 5. When you go to your first consultant appointment, it is good that you bring all your references with you. That gives the tattoo artist a better understanding of what you have in mind. And this way, the artist will more easily do a tattoo design that probably you will love at first without too many changes needed. It is normal when a tattoo design needs to be a little bit changed, but this way, both you and the tattoo artist will not need this back and forth communication for so long. It will be easy for you and for your tattoo artist. And now I have an extra tip for you. Tip number 6, a tip that I think it's also important on this process. Although you made all those steps on the other tips, it can happen that the first design the tattoo artist shows you it's not what you wanted, or it is, but you would like some things to be changed. That is completely normal because both you and the artist are different people with different ideas. If you want to make some changes to the design, please, I repeat, please communicate with your tattoo artist because that design will be on your body forever. All normal tattoo artists will be happy to make those changes for you because they understand how important it is. So don't forget this step. I know that when you want to do your first tattoo, you don't want to be like those clients that are always writing about their project to the tattoo artist, always asking, always changing. But if you're not happy with the tattoo design that the artist draw for you, please communicate. Tell that because I know I feel almost when a client doesn't like the design and doesn't tell me. I can feel, especially if the client is already my client for a year, for example. Although those clients normally, they know me, they tell me right away. But you need to have a good communication with your tattoo artist and not be afraid to speak. I really hope you like these tips. I really hope you practice these tips. Like this content, share it. Maybe more people need to hear this. Write below a comment letting me know what you think about this, what you want me to talk about in the next audio experience. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my videos, and we will see or hear each other on my next one. Bye!